Safety in all equestrian sport is paramount, no more so than in eventing, where riders have been wearing body armour for some years. Today, there is a new option available to riders, an innovation that has arrived in the sport, having been invented originally for motorcyclists.
They've been about for 10 years, but the problem they've had is to sell them in Europe, they obviously have to be CE approved.
The idea is a jacket that, like an airbag in a car, self-inflates in the event of a fall.
And to get the airbag part CE approved, it has to be fully inflated in 0.4 seconds. And I think the quickest anyone's made it up until now is 0.6 seconds. Where they get 0.4 from is a metre drop. If you drop a metre, then it's fully inflated before you hit the ground. We got ours down to 0.25 our first one, and now the Pro Air that they're all riding in, we've got that down to 0.15, so you're looking at that sort of distance, which is important because of the speed that they're going.
For equestrians, the jacket is attached to the saddle.
You've got a cord that goes through the D-ring, the front of the saddle, and you've just got a clip that clips to a ball bearing when you get on, and obviously when you fall off it pulls the bearing out. But the bearing's got 6 stone of pressure, so if you catch it or lean back you're not going to accidentally set it off. The weight of you pulls the pin out. A lot of the competitors' biggest fears was, is it going to set off halfway around the cross-country course? But we set it long enough so they can lie right back. So literally when they're doing their drops, jumping into the water at Badminton for instance, they've got enough room to lie back. And the same, if they're going up the horse's neck, it would have to be no return. There's plenty of cord there, but should they accidentally catch it, it would have to be quite a force to set it out, but that's why we set it at the right length.
These new jackets that quite a few of us are wearing, I originally wasn't 100% sure about them, but it was actually having broken my ribs in a fall, and I very much thought afterwards actually possibly that would have, you know, possibly saved my ribs and wouldn't have been a problem. So I have tried it, and I've worn it. I know that they're not the most flattering thing, but if it's going to help, you know, it's certainly not going to hinder. So I'm certainly trying it out, and so far I've been happy. Admittedly, I jumped off yesterday forgetting to unplug and I blew up.
The first thing you do when you've got it for the first time is get to unclip yourself. So as canisters pop in left, right and centre, and there wasn't one instance of a horse reacting to it. It does make a noise, but it's a quick noise. So if it was a continuous noise, the horse will want to gallop off. The fact that it's such a quick noise, he looks round and it's over and it's done with. But in the event, that's in the event of forgetting to unclip yourself when you get off. But in the event of actually falling off, there's a reason why you're falling off, and that horse is concentrating on that. Or either you've tipped up at a fence or your horse has spooked something else, it's concentrating on that and not the noise.
I know a lot of people are wearing them now, and so far quite a few people that have had falls said that they got up and walked away, and you know, without bruising, and I think, you know, it will save, in my instance, ribs and things, I think quite possibly. So, you know, I think we have to look at all aspects really in the sport in order, you know, I'm fully aware it's a risk sport, and if anything can help, then that has to be a bonus.
There's no padding in the jacket, so it's not BETA approved. It has to be worn with a traditional BETA approved body protector. It wouldn't matter how much protection the jacket gave them, if they didn't find it comfortable, they wouldn't wear it. They said it was no different to wearing a bib because it is so light. The body armour that they wear at the moment is fixed, so for instance it can't go down very low on their back because it hits the back of the saddle, so it has to be cut a lot higher. Ours, they can sit on it because it's just like an empty bag, so it covers down by the coccyx. It comes up around the collar of the neck. You haven't got full neck protection, but it does come around the neck area. And at the front, your body protector, if it's fitted right, should come just below the last rib, which then leaves the liver and the spleen vulnerable. So this will cover the liver and spleen area, because 40% of accidents are rib breaks and internal injuries. It tries to reduce spinal flex, because when it goes off, it hugs you from your neck down to your coccyx really, really, really firm for about 15 seconds to try and reduce whiplash.
I've been wearing it over my standard back protector, and it's actually just connected to the saddle, and if you have a fall, gives quite good neck support and back support as well. And just makes the landing a bit softer, they say, and while protects the you know, the straightness of your spine. I luckily haven't had the opportunity to for it to blow up, although it did blow up when I dismounted at Badminton and forgot I was connected. But we're yet to see really in an accident situation what it's like. Although some of the other riders have said to me that they felt it really helped. Ollie wore it here when he fell in the water on his first horse yesterday, and you know they seem to work pretty efficiently, and a lot of riders are picking up and using them now.
I've had comments, so would it stop me from rolling? Would it set off halfway around the cross-country course? I think Badminton proved that. I've got some pictures of people coming right out the back door and they still had enough cord there. That was our first 4-star biggest event. I was probably overcautious and made it a bit too long. You could actually tighten it up a bit. It's very unlikely. But luckily, 99% of it's all been very positive. Long may it continue.